In terms of the parent residency category, I know that there's been a lot of calls for us to change the way that we do the application, so in date order rather than by ballot. We will certainly take a look at it. The reason we haven't done it is if we did it in date order, if you're at the back of the queue, it's going to take you 10 years. No, it's not. We've got 10,000 applications in the queue with 16,000 people. Well, in the amount of people who've got it, there are 15,000 people who've got an application in, right? Who want to come to New Zealand to have their residence through, right? So if we did those in order, it would take us that long. Yeah, well, the last Labour government did it they did it by ballot because the feedback that they got was nobody wanted to wait 10 years. They'd rather have the chance. So let me finish. Because I understand that it's a problem. And there might be people who are at the front of the queue or who've had their application in for ages, and that might be fine. But then there are the people who are at the back of the queue. No matter which way you do it, there are going to be people who have to wait a long time. And we'll go out for consultation and we'll ask people what they think. But I think what we'll find is it will be equal. There will be people who say, no, I want a ballot because I'm at the end. The people at the front say, no, I want a date because I'm at the front. And so that's what I'm expecting to happen. You've got another question? But it'd be interesting to see, like in the room, would you, like I say, we haven't even started this work yet. But when we do, can I just get a show of hands, firstly, if you prefer the random ballot? Okay, and then if it was done on date order, even if you're at the back of the queue? And look, it's interesting, those of you in the room who are more interested in a date order. Look, when we start looking at this, which will be in the next couple of months, we'll certainly take that into account. And so, like I say, we haven't started looking at it yet, but this is quite helpful to help us work out.
Hello, Erica.
Hello, Sophie.
Hi. I emailed you in February this year, so more than 4 months ago. I don't know if you ever read my email yourself, maybe your officer did. I got some reply which actually didn't answer my questions, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We'll go back and have a look and reply again. But you've got a response.
Yes,
excellent.
I did.
That's good news.
But didn't help. That's why I have to go to the petition. We already collected more than 10,000 signatures.
Good on you. That's an excellent use of the petition process.
Yeah.
You know what happens then? It goes to the petition committee,
yeah.
And then it comes to me. Great.
Yeah. And also in the petition, I did a proposal, 3 potential solutions for you, which your officer or policy manager at MBIE could potentially reference to or help them to consider, which can fast check this process you're going to look at maybe in the next couple of months. So one is, which you mentioned, the balance, which Nancy just mentioned also, but it's not half and half. We would prefer the big portion go to the queue for certainty, transparency, and
then a smaller proportion
for ballot.
Yeah.
So that gives you the balance, everyone the equal opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like me, my mom's application, the EOI, has been in the ballot more than 2 years.
Yes.
It expired on last Sunday.
Okay.
And so far, I haven't even received the email from Immigration New Zealand to tell me it expired. But I can say progress for sure anyway. So every 3 months, I've been suffered this mental thing. And also, after I emailed you in February, to be honest, the last joy in May, I developed even physical pain. And I couldn't focus at work. So I think all this was not considered for sponsors like me or other advocates here. We are the ones highly skilled. As the migrants you want to attract, you're doing all the policy good work, try to attract people like us. I've been here more than 10 years. A lot of people even longer than me. The policy in place, I did all the research, and I even can answer some questions which the other lady just mentioned. I got the answer, but I think if this policy not change, to be very honest, you're gonna lose us. You will have more brain drain. And all of us as sponsors, we are the voters. We all have rights to vote. Even if we go back to China, we can still vote overseas. And collectively, because the thresholds of income, you know how much we earn minimum to meet the requirements.
Do you have a question for her?
Okay, so the first question, I got too many questions, to be honest.
Let's start with question number one.
You just mentioned the timeline.
Yes.
I think that based on all the replies we got, even for other MPs, so far they say it's not a priority for you guys to look at, or for the current government, or for your portfolio.
To look at the
parent resident
we are
visa.
looking, we are going
So
to be looking at it.
you say you will.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a
The
different answer.
priority for us was the parent boost because it was an election promise. So we had to do that first. And I think people had been waiting for it, and we've been under a lot of pressure to get it out.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it last year because we had to prioritise all of the migrant exploitation. And you might remember also we had the levels of net migration were out of control. It was 135,000. We had, net 135,000. We had schools that were exploding. We didn't have enough classrooms. So we had to get that under control last year. Then this year we wanted to fulfil our promise to you about parent boost. So that's taken the first half of this year, plus the pathways to residence, also very important. But we will now turn our attention to the parent residence. And that's why I was asking the question, which way would you prefer? And it's interesting, that hybrid version, that's a very interesting solution, and not one that my policy advisors have brought to me before. So
yeah, we
that's
don't want anyone to lose out. Everyone deserves equal opportunity.
That's
But
why I
also-
just worry about the people who are at the end of the, who put their application in a long time ago.
Yeah, but at the moment, the ballot really doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's no fairness.
Well, yeah, I totally get that. That's why it's an interesting solution, and one that we'll definitely look at.
Okay, so can you please answer more specifically, what is the timeline for next couple months? Are you talking about 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, or how long?
At the moment, right now, I'm working on skilled migrant category. That will take me another month or so, and then we will start looking at parent. And it'll depend on, I don't know how long it will take, because it'll depend on what the solutions are. We've also got to fit the changes, so I can't, so you understand in immigration, we can't just go, decision done. It takes 3 months to put anything into our IT system, because welcome to New Zealand, we have very old IT systems that take forever to do anything. So even if we were to make a decision tomorrow, it would take us 3 months to get it into the system. So firstly, we have to do the policy work and go out and consult, because we won't just make the decision. We'll come out to the communities and say, here's our proposal. It might look like this, or do you prefer this? So we'll go and consult first, then we'll do some policy work, and then it will take about 3 months to implement. So it will take a while, so don't expect we can do something overnight. Any change we make, I find it very frustrating, because I like to get things done quickly, but it does take 3 months to do an IT change. So, and we have to have consultation as well. That's why this is really interesting.
So I know that when the category was reopened in 2022, there was no public consultation taken. So I know it can at your discretion, your authority, that you make the policy and go to cabinet.
Well, that was a different government. So we're a new government, and if you haven't noticed in immigration, we're doing lots of consultation.
Sorry.
One more, because there are lots of people who want to ask a question.
So since they're gonna take long, the current policy setting expires every 2 years.
Yes.
We are forced to pay another $450 at least to resettlement.
Yeah.
But basically nothing has been done to our application. It's not a reasonable recovery cost.
Well, I'll tell you the reason we do it. It helps us to clean out the queue, because what happens is people change their minds, their health changes, they're not eligible anymore. So what happens is we don't want to have a big ballot. So for example, if you've got a parent in the ballot, you've got 15,000 people, if 5,000 of them are no longer eligible or don't want to come to New Zealand, we need to get them out of the ballot. So that's why we clean it every 2 years, to make sure that all the people still want to come, are still eligible, still, and so that's why every time we go through this, we find that people don't put their application back in. It's important to make sure they're not got their number in the drawer, because then it means you've got more chance of being drawn. So that's why Labor, in fact, just remember, we didn't put this in place, Labor did.
Then how about,
and that's why we will need to.
How about just remove the reapplication fee? You can make it expire every 2 years, but how about remove?
Because that's how much it costs us.
It's not.
It's cost recovery.
How about Pacific Access category? It only charged $86 for first initial entry, and then $49 each time onwards.
We have a different arrangement with the Pacific.
So are you saying that
we
just
need to
remove
stop.
of
We need to
us?
stop.
We just had a, yeah.
We
okay,
can talk
all
to
right.
her afterwards, but
Just to answer that question finally, we do charge a fee, and that's how much it costs us to process, plus a little bit of cost for the recovery for the whole system. So, but when we look at these parent residents in the next little while, we'll review all of this. Like I say, we didn't put these settings in place, Labor did, and we will get to it and we'll consult on it.